7:02, so I'd like to call the meeting to order. I just want to let everyone know that the meeting's being recorded. And if there's anyone in the public that would like to speak, just raise your hand, state your name, and go from there. I guess we'll start with introductions. The chair, Brian Larshell.
Chris Perna.
Rich Clapham.
Tony Capola, member.
Okay, so I guess first thing on the agenda, public comments. Is there any comments from the public before we get started? There'll be another chance for public comment at the end. I don't know why it's on the agenda twice. But if you guys wouldn't mind signing in. So with that, we'll move along to the last meeting minutes. I'll give the members a chance to review the minutes.
This is heavy weight of it. Take your shit. Don't rock it too much. You usually send us full back in a class.
Yeah, I sat in my own chair for a reason. Yeah. Does anybody have any comments on that?
I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes as written?
Yep.
All right.
If you wouldn't mind signing in, if you're here for the conservation meeting, please. Okay, so old business. Up first, we have a continued public hearing. This is notice. It's hereby given that the Town of Hubbardston Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, for a notice of intent submitted to the Conservation Commission for M.A. Elbag Engineering on behalf of resident Derek Anderson for his property located at Lot 125 Grimes Road for the construction of a single-family home. Will someone make a motion to open?
I'll make a motion, we open the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, is the applicant engineer here?
Mark Eldag on behalf of the applicant.
Okay.
Might be easier if I stand down here and everyone can see.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the design on file for the notice of intent. On this side. Grimes Road is here, and here we have the entrance. The existing driveway down to an existing garage structure. We're proposing a new house with a forced sewer to pump back up to a tank and leach field here.
Can you speak up a little?
Yep, sorry. We're proposing a new house here to pump over to a new tank and leach field. The tank and leach field have to be outside of the 100-foot wetland buffer because this is outstanding resource water. So these two spots are basically the only two locations on the lot that we could fit that in because there's it's a relatively level lot, so there's wetlands kind of throughout and mixed in. So this is the main system, and this is the reserve area to meet Title V, with the existing house back here. You know, there might probably be some top dressing of the driveway and the installation of that pipe in the new house, and that is pretty much the extent of the work.
Okay. So I know we talked about this a little bit last time. I saw in the application file that there was a wetland report. You
Yep.
know, all those flags were hung. Tony and I went out last month. We looked at that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any additional comments on that, Tony, or?
Just that I thought there was one area that was wet, on the driveway. I'm not sure exactly where that was, and I thought maybe we might need some drainage where it came across, but,
Yeah, it's pretty flat and low in here. It might have been this area.
okay. And outside of that, that was about the only comment I had on that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Chuck Karen's the environmental scientist on record, and he did the report. Yep. And yeah, that is one of the closest points to the wetland,
Yeah.
actually inside the 25-foot buffer.
And outside of that, that was the only area that I could see that certainly could stand some attention.
All right.
Do you think you'd take care of that with some of the top dressing that you mentioned?
Yeah, I think especially if we use crushed stone, I think crushed stone kind of goes a long way because it'll be self-draining and avoid any need to put piping in or anything like that.
Okay.
At its worst, I've only seen it make it about 2 inches higher than it sits currently, as far as
Yes.
standing water.
It's currently all stone now, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I think just a little bit more crushed stone will bring it up and keep it stable. I think it's the best way to stabilize it. Then you don't have to deal with, you know, the
Anything you can do so
Yeah.
that, the water doesn't come across the road.
Yeah, so the fines don't wash out and impact the wetland.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I know there were some DEP comments on it. Again, I know we discussed this last time, that there might have been some work that was done
Yeah, no, I think
prior
it's
to a filing, but I think, you're doing right, you're here in front of us now, so.
Yeah, we should just go through that just for the minutes, so we have it. DEP was concerned that there was maybe work done without a filing. We talked about this a little last time, but this is all existing skidder road or cart path that's been historic. So the work that was done is the top dressing with the crushed stone and the construction of the garage. But as discussed last time, that was all done unknown, and now we're, the owner is.
Now we're known.
Yeah, the owner's on the right path to,
Yeah.
get this right.
Yeah, I'd just like to go on record to say that should have been permitted,
Yep.
but you're in
Yeah.
front of us, and
Which part? The structure?
this structure
That was.
It was, yeah.
permitted
Well, my question.
through
Oh,
the
conservation.
Conservation
Through
Commission.
conservation,
I'm not
Yeah.
denying that there was a building
Yeah.
permit, but
Yeah, there wasn't, but it never came to conservation,
Right.
and it should have come to
Mhm.
conservation.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have gotten the building permit.
and
But
we're
I don't, from what's out there, we don't have any noted fills or anything like that. It's all delineated as buffer zone work.
Yep.
That was the other thing DEP was concerned with.
and there is an existing culvert.
Down in here in the hemlocks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in there. There's an existing culvert, and the existing driveway ends pretty much right at the upland where he wants to put the house.
Yeah.
So DEP had some concern with this. But like I said, we're here trying to do the right thing, and I think this is reasonably stabilized at this point.
And before any additional work, erosion controls will be going in.
Yep, we have a proposed erosion control all along the length of the driveway, and then some additional on this side of the driveway here. Right up and around.
And what are you using?
For this one, use wattle. It's pretty flat, so I think it'll.
Yeah, it'll probably work there.
Yeah. So flat.
I'm not a fan of waddle, that's all.
No, not if you have any sort of slope.
No.
No. Unless you do multiple rows. Yeah.
If there's any damage, obviously they'll be replaced and they'll be maintained through the project.
Yep.
Did DEP have other comments?
I have it here if you want a copy.
I think I have the, from May, end of May. Do the members have any other questions or comments on it?
I didn't see it. So,
I have one extra copy of the DEP letter if anybody needs it.
Yeah. So the revised plans, the latest is June, I think I saw.
I believe so. Yeah, June 13th. And we added some notation and some erosion control to the plan in this revision.
Okay, I guess if the members don't have any more comments, I'd like to open it up to the public. Is there anyone in the public that would like to speak to this?
Yeah. I just, on the driveway side of things, I just want to reiterate, I've said this before, but before he purchased the land, Derek, I walked the driveway with him, and it was all there. You know, and I've heard somebody mention about, you know, taking the driveway out and all that. I'm just kind of curious, the town gave a building permit to build the existing building on the property, and then was given use and occupancy on that. And so does use and occupancy mean, yeah, okay, your driveway to the building that we're giving you use and occupancy for, everything is good, and now the question is, do we want to revoke the use of your driveway? Like, how does that work?
I don't think there's any talk, at least from our purview, of revoking use of the driveway. I think our concern is just that, that building, and even maybe before you bought the property, that driveway that was put in, there's clearly wetlands in the area, and it never went in front of us. You know, that's been our concern. I think we're here now looking at this and trying to go forward. So.
We're trying to help, not hurt.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I'm just like a logic
Yeah.
sequence, like, okay, you gave use and occupancy, there's a building sitting there.
It was a mistake, it was a
Signed off.
mistake.
Okay.
I think a lot of it came from DEP too, because DEP reviews all these and they didn't have a file on it. So DEP threw up a bunch of red flags with their review.
Yeah.
So that was part of it too.
So now we wanna help you
Right.
get in there and
Okay.
not have your driveway wash out some night, that's all.
Okay, I guess if there's no more comments, then does someone want to close the hearing?
I make a motion to close the hearing.
second.
Okay, all in favor of closing it? Okay. Now, for the order of conditions, I think probably just the standard order, unless, what do you guys feel?
We did have some new standard order of conditions that were written up, and.
In addition to the standard ones that are on the form?
I think.
I think the new ones had like no concrete washout and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That was the new version.
there was a few little things,
Yeah.
and Trish isn't here tonight,
Okay. But we wanna do our standard,
yeah, all the
Order,
same, yeah.
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The well is already in there?
No.
No, well, it's not
No.
there. All right, so,
now there was the one comment about the slight drainage, kinda wet spot, which isn't necessarily reflected on the plan. Do we wanna have any kind of comment in the order conditions, just recommending?
They're gonna address that with stone, is that what they said, as long as you go through and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Where's the issue?
Yeah, the condition could be the driveway top dressed with stone as needed to bring up the
Another
grade.
load in that spot,
Yeah.
bring it up.
Okay.
I think that works.
yeah. You'll dig a, when you're doing the well, you'll dig a pit to put the tailings.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Just
if
so
that-
they, just
I
so
can't
they
remember-
know.
I can't remember if that's one of the standards or not in your new standards.
I don't know if it is or not, but
Either way.
on this piece of property, it would be a good idea.
Yeah, pretty standard practice.
Yeah, well,
It's all gravel.
I've
too.
seen so many times that it hasn't been standard practice.
Yeah, true.
Oh. And it either washes down the road or washes into the driveway.
True.
Okay.
Okay, so can I have a motion to issue our standard order plus adding the stone?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you all for coming out.
Much appreciated.
We'll get that order of conditions signed, and Tricia from our office will send it to you, or have you come in and pick it up either way. Okay. And she usually does it, but she'll contact you. Thank you.
Nice to see you all. I thought you were all here for me.
Do you want to sign it now while we're here? And then make sure that we made it the right conditions are attached to it. That way you don't have to come in.
Absolutely.
Some random.
Got water.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You guys need any help with
If you
it?
need help with the washer, let me know. Alrighty, thank you.
All right, thank you for your civil service and your help.
Like a huge
I want to
support
thank you
group right here.
for your,
Steve, how you doing?
good, thank you. Thank you.
Brian, do you work for DCR?
We did a job for him at Otter River, and because we did it expediently and did a nice job, the woman that was in charge of all those guys came and gave us sweatshirts and hats and a barbecue
Nice.
and everything else, so.
Oh, what
Anyway.
for him? Wow.
Alrighty, thank you, take care.
I thought all these old timers were here for me.
And they ran away like ghosts.
I know. Something I said.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a public hearing that's been continued a bunch of times. I don't know if anyone's here for it. This is in relation to 2 lots on Birches Road.
I gotta hit those.
I think probably the best course of action would just be to continue it.
I make more to continue it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I think at some point we gotta,
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop
Yeah, we
continuing it.
yeah, we just
Just
get
to
rid
back
of
up
it
a
one
little
way or
bit,
the
Brian,
other.
on that lot, because this is my first meeting and I'm not really that.
yep.
I take it the garage was built before he even bought the property?
No,
I think he
bought
built
the property, built the garage, but it
He
never,
did?
yeah, but it never came through conservation.
But he got a building permit
Right.
from the town.
There's been a few
Exactly.
of those, there's been a few of those.
So it's not really on them, because they
No.
did go get
They
a permit.
did their time
Technically,
right.
I think it should be on them, like our permits they're separate.
Yeah,
But as a check and balance, like that should exist, that it gets triggered and comes to us.
yeah.
So now they have to, now there's a checkoff list.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to get that checkoff list for 5 years now.
Okay,
And
I
it
was
just seemed like it
Again,
was
I just
7
thought
years.
that, I thought they bought the property,
Yeah.
the driveway had been there, the garage had been there, but it didn't come to conservation, and now they wanted to build. I just wasn't quite sure
Yeah,
when,
yeah.
what happened, and it did, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, okay, I'm good.
Some of the things probably never would have been done, or
Yeah.
done
Lot of
improvements would have been
wetlands
made
there.
right in the beginning.
I don't think building permits should be like the focal, like the main thing, because if someone's not building a building but is doing work next to a wetland, they still need to come to us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they are
But-
somewhat separate, but as checks and balances.
Yep,
But that wasn't happening at
Yeah.
all. I mean, people were already moving into their houses after they built them, and they never knew that there was a conservation commission in town, or did we have any
That went on for
bylaws?
years.
Oh, yeah, I know, but
okay. I just wanted a little clarification, that's all.
Okay, so next on the agenda, under matters not reasonably anticipated by the chair, would be Mr. Hellman.
Gentlemen, may I approach?
we kept,
Yep.
I feel really nervous
Where's
here.
your support group?
I don't need one.
He has me, myself, and I.
I'm used to that, though. I don't know if you all know that we had the fire at the horse farm over in Templeton, and we lost everything. We had a very good business going on. We had 21 horses. We had 50 kids in a lesson program, doing very well. We had boarders. We had, the 21 horses. We have 10 over here now, set up in the backyard, and it was just an emergency response to get in here and get them all back together again. I don't know if anybody's ever had horses before, but they need to get back into the social atmosphere to actually.
they bond and they need the herd.
Right. There's still a little. One of our horses was burnt getting her out of the barn, and she's still kind of. But we're doing okay. But the three of you have been over my property before. I'm sorry you haven't. We don't have enough room, and where the small arena is we have now is right next to the old water hole that the fire department doesn't use anymore. When I was a kid growing up, it was wet right behind the post office parking lot. And we graded an arena there, but it's too small, you can't ride in it. We have the land at the top of the hill. We want to cut the trees and grade it and put the arena up the top of the hill. I'm coming here to ask if we can cut those trees down.
I don't know any reason why you couldn't.
Well, I wanted to come to you guys first because I don't want to break any rules. So,
I mean, I would say I'd take a walk over there and just see more what we're talking about.
okay.
But,
I didn't print anything out, I didn't do anything, I just wanted to,
I mean, it isn't like they're on the side of a pond
No.
or anything.
at the very bottom of the hill, if you go to the land right behind the post office,
Yeah.
to the left of it, between the apartment house here, they both come back, that juts back to the corner of my property. When it gets really, really wet, where those two pieces come together, that's where it gets wet, but it's not where I want to do anything. That's further away, and then we want to go up on the hill.
Couldn't any of you think of any
Bill, is that
reason why?
do you feel that's a wetland, or do you feel it's just a swale where there's water's collecting because it's where the water's running? And there's certainly a difference between a
Well, that's what it is.
Well,
wetland
that's what I said.
and a swale.
Want to take a look,
Okay.
see what it looks like.
Well, if you look at the little,
If you go up there, he's got a little scooter thing, you can run you up there.
I
and show you.
call it the putt
So
putt.
you don't have to,
Okay.
you don't have to
We can
walk.
drive, we have a little trail. But
That's why I was saying that.
in actuality, if you look where the old water hole used to be, there's no water running into it, there's nothing living there, it's so green,
it's actually unhealthy for the animals, I think, just, there's nothing there anymore.
I
It's
assume-
like a brittle pool up there.
Why was it a water pond or something in the past, and why is it just doesn't?
When
have
I was a
water
kid,
now?
it was wet there. There was a well a little bit further over to the right on the lot line. And the town came to my dad and said, hey, can we put a water hole here? Before they had the bigger pumps and hoses.
So
the
was
town-
that a fire pond, Bill?
They used to be, they took the pipe and everything out, and the fire department says they don't use it, we don't want it. So,
Okay.
they said we don't rely on those anymore. They use the ponds and the tanker trucks. So, personally, I wish it'd go away so we could put the arena there and use the top of the hill for the horses. But I just wanna make this work for my wife and my kids, that's all. And for the animals, just to get it to work.
Yeah, I would say our concern would be if there is a wetland on the property, if you're doing work within 100 feet of it, that's our
Yeah,
purview, so.
and we do bend on that 100 feet, you know.
If you're
I
not
mean,
gonna cause
if there's-
damage to the wetland.
Yes,
Right.
That's a
if
result.
there's good cause and it's not gonna cause damage, yeah. I mean, we've bent in a lot of cases, if it's for the good, you know.
And I think it depends also if it's, agricultural, certainly, lends itself to that a little bit more too, I think.
In actuality, that, where the trees are now, before I was born, that was a hayfield. And it just grew in, and my dad never did any management of the trees up there, so they all grew in, and it's a mess up there. So to clean it up would be nice. And I'd like to get it back so that they can all go riding up there and make it workable again, and it would look better too. It wouldn't be a fire hazard.
So, but you say the area that you're talking about, it was just level ground basically at one time, and then they made a fire pond out of the area.
Let me show you right. I'm sorry I don't have any of the paperwork. I can't get this stupid thing to work.
I mean, if there was some way of proving that, it would almost seem like there might be a way of building it.
If you look at the town map, the interactive map,
Yeah.
here's the school, this is my property here, this is the church, here's the cemetery. So this comes up in the back, and the did I use your pen? Do you have a pen?
No, I don't
Oh,
know.
I got one here. If you go, here's the post office right here.
Yeah.
So if you go back here, that's where the water hole was. It's just, and down in this corner gets wet, right next to Thompson's
Okay.
property. Not Thompson's, but Taylor's. It used to be Thompson. And then my property goes up in the back and up in the hill, and this is Alto's hayfield. That's Wayne Taylor's property, and we wanna cut this down right up in here, at the top of the hill. You walk up the hill and go up there, and it's nice and flat. And we wanna turn that into the horses. Can I?
How
Is there
close
any
to
way
the
I
new
can print
tower?
this out?
Um,
I couldn't get it to print.
I don't know if you can do it from here, from a phone, but.
No, I tried it at my house because I got the wireless,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get any of this to print. But it's,
How close to the top of the hill is your property where like the new tower is?
that's actually the next lot over.
Yeah.
I should put my shoes back on, yeah.
If that water hole is at the bottom anyways, and you weren't really figuring on going down into that's down in the corner, I'm
It's
assuming?
right, it touches the parking lot of the post office.
So you weren't really planning on
No.
going down in there anyways?
I wish it would go away because it would give me more space, but
Yeah.
did I lose it? Oh, no.
I can remember the back of the parking lot used to always be wet down the back of the post office.
I don't know where it went.
It's certainly something that has to be looked at. I mean,
Yeah. No, I have the town.
I know we would treat you as fair as we
You guys are
possibly
always fair.
could, you know.
Well, I know where you're living. No. No, I just, my biggest thing is I just wanna try and make this work, that's all.
Yeah.
I don't wanna screw the land or the people, but I wanna make it work so I can keep my family there. If not, we're gonna have to move elsewhere, but, cause we're not gonna get rid of the horses.
No.
And that's what I'm looking at. I do have the form for a site visit,
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
and I was gonna bring a check, but I guess you don't let them bounce anymore. I don't even know what today is. What is it, 20th? 20th?
I thought it was to our vacation account.
You know what, since I've been retired, I don't keep track of dates the way I used to anymore. I
No.
forget them all the time.
You don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
Week, no.
Well, I remember the days because I still have a kid in school,
Oh, okay.
you know, but it's summertime.
So would we do a site visit? Is that what our purview would be?
Yeah. I don't think all of us would go, you know, maybe a couple of us at most. If someone want to go, Tony, do you want?
I mean, I don't even have to go, but I mean, you know, I'm usually, I have the availability if somebody
He'll
would,
drive you
else
around.
would like to go.
He'll drive you around.
More than happy to have another set of eyes.
You wanna go now? I'll take you right now.
No, I don't wanna go right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But, you know,
I do have your
talked
telephone
with him
number.
about clearing
I put it on here.
don't
You should have my number.
I do.
Yeah,
I do have it.
Decision,
It's the
but I
same.
still wanna look at it just from a personal
Everybody's got your
standpoint,
number.
Everybody's got
to
Billy.
make sure that I'm staying.
Hey.
Whack in the situation.
I think that'd be, that's right.
You took that to heart.
Hey, nobody answers it when you call.
You
Hey,
understand?
hey, the lights are off and definitely nobody's home. You know?
It's like,
What happened to the other half of the horses? You find places for them?
The night of the fire, if it had been the night before, it rained out, it poured, so all 21 horses were in the barn. The night of the fire, it was a nice night, so all the horses, except for 6, were outside. And the way the barn was, you came on the property, the barn was here, and then the paddock area was down the hill, so the horses had plenty of room to get away from the heat. They were really hot when we got to them, but they were okay. A passerby called 911 when they saw the flames at the back side of the house or the garage, because it was all connected. The 2 police officers responded. At the same time, the owner's son was in the house. He smelled smoke, came out. The 3 of them went into the barn and got all the 6 horses out before the fire even got in there. So that worked out okay. So we lucked out, good Lord was looking out for us, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the horses that were in that night normally weren't in. People just said they needed a break from the distance or whatever, we're gonna keep them in. And now my wife will never have a barn and keep horses inside. If they're in something like that, they'll have their, what they call an in and out. So they can, they
Be
have.
able to run up.
They have the space inside that's covered for the bad weather and all that, but if they wanna go out, they can go out in their paddock area, which makes it a lot safer for them, so. I was just over there at the other farm today, still taking stuff out of there. I got 70, what do you call it, electric poles you bang in the ground.
No.
Yeah, still taking those out. Always something. I have the form.
Okay.
Now, I didn't fill out the whole thing, I just put my information on it.
Yeah, we can, I could give it to Tricia
Trish?
and, yeah, we'll figure
Yeah.
out what else is needed and she can,
She's got my number too.
yeah.
It's 35, right?
I don't know.
Hundreds.
3,500? Well, like I said, they don't bounce anymore, right?
Yeah, 35.
She told me, she dropped the form in my mailbox for me, because I had my grandkids all day. I said, I can't leave, I can't carry them. So she said, oh, I'll drop it. She dropped it over there for me, so that made it nice.
So Tony, there's this inspection, but then there was also one that, it's not on the agenda, but Tricia had sent it out before, on New Templeton Road at the corner of the Crossroad. There's some triangular lot.
I know nothing about it.
There's two. I can print it out, but I don't mind going with you if you want to do both of these sometime.
Yeah.
Find the time. Maybe next week.
It sounds good to me. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, I got some eye surgery coming up, but that isn't until the
Or maybe we can push it out further if you'd like.
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
We don't have to.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
can do it as soon as possible.
That would be great. Is there anything else you need from me, gentlemen?
I don't think so.
This is the shortest meeting I've ever had.
I think our meetings are usually pretty short.
Yeah.
I've been on the assessors, the Board of Health, the planning board, and the zoning board of appeals.
Now you just gotta be on conservation.
Yeah, we have an opening, so.
Wow.
This is the long meeting.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's always been a pretty good group of guys, you know,
Oh, it is.
everybody
It
isn't
is.
really all that heavy.
Just with everything going on with this and all that, I don't have time now. It's
No,
it's been a heavy load. What did they do with the trash can?
I don't know the answer to that.
This one up here.
Oh, he was hiding. That's why. I thought they moved it.
So the other thing that's on here is a facility request form.
Thanks, gentlemen. Good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Bill.
You too.
This is for Mount Jefferson, the trail system back there.
Yeah.
I guess Bob Hatch and Stephanie Rain, like that. They're looking to host the Bay State Trail Riders Annual Trail Ride at Mount Jefferson.
Horses, I'm assuming.
This is usually a yearly thing that they
Yeah.
do, yeah,
Okay.
so possibly.
They have a certificate of liability insurance here, so.
They do have one?
Yep. It's attached to this
Oh, yeah, okay.
form here.
Yep.
Oh, so this is a yearly thing, so. it's
Pretty
your-
much,
Yeah,
we usually give it a blanket, go ahead on it.
Yeah. So they're not charging fees, admission, requiring donations, selling concessions,
Yeah.
handling money.
Yeah, they handle all of that. Once we say yes to it, that's pretty much the end of our involvement in it.
Okay.
There's
so-
been times that we got a little involved because they were parking out in the fields and ruining a hay crop and stuff like that, but I think all of that has been pretty much straightened out.
Okay, so I think it's just one
So
signature.
that's just pretty
so-
much, we say yes to it.
I will sign it.
Could say no, really. Trouble.
Has anybody done a sidewalk on that, on the building they wanna buy, the town wants to buy?
No.
Cause he says that we've done something there. Cause I asked him, he
We've done
posted
what?
on Facebook, and he said,
We've
that the
done.
conservation has been over there and
We've done.
looked at it, and that's what I said, I didn't remember it
This is
coming
all
to meeting.
conservation right
I
here.
know. That's what I was
No.
like.
We're also not consultants that we're gonna go
There's
like
been no requests.
delineate.
Right.
This is nothing.
What would conservation have to do over at that building anyway?
We would review something that.
Yeah, just
someone
to
would
see
submit,
if there's-
which would
I
be
know the right
town,
side
that's
is pretty wet.
Yeah, and see if
It's all
it is
swampy over
possible
there.
to build over there. I mean, I think it's a great idea, to be honest with you. I mean, at least they have something to stop with, otherwise they're just gonna talk and talk and talk. I mean, I've watched everything, almost 60 years, yeah, 60 years I've lived in town, and I've watched everything get talked and talked and talked, and that was the end of it. And at least if they got this, would be a place to start.
Okay, I guess there's no other public comment. Do you guys have anything else?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Right.
Okay,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.